It's time for Class Racing Today, the podcast for the NHRA class racing fan. Welcome back to Class Racing Today. This episode 49, classracingtoday.com is the website. This episode brought to you by Kenwood Welding and Metallizing in Baltimore, Maryland. Phone number 410-686-3760. Kenwood Welding and Metallizing has been offering quality welding services for all processes and all metals since 1932. We thank them for their support of Class Racing Today. Also, we have a few donations that came in from our loyal listeners. Jason DeForest sent a donation in. Thank you, Jason. And Matt Forbes, same thing. And Randall Klein did what some of you, I don't know if we've talked about this much, you do have the opportunity, if you don't want to do the online system, you have the option to mail a check in. You can go to classracingtoday.com and go to donation, and then there's the address is sitting there on the website. So thanks a lot. We appreciate all the support so we can keep doing this. Brian is away. I think he's running from the cold that we have here in South Dakota today. So, Bobby, how are you today? You were off last week, had a little break. How's it going?
I did. And if I was Brian, I'd probably be running away from the cold too. Or if I was anywhere near the area of the country that you guys call home.
26 below wind chill today. No thanks. So I'm hiding inside.
Awful. That is absolutely awful. And I just don't even know how I would deal with something like that. But thank you again to the ladies and gentlemen that have been sending in donations. We really appreciate it, and it really helps the show keep going, keep trucking.
Yeah, it's great.
Very sad news. Very, very sad news. I mean, it seems like every time you scroll your Facebook page these days, you're seeing a rest in peace, or a nice story about somebody. Lately, I saw that Dick Lux passed away from San Antonio, Texas. He was a great, friendly, generous man. I had the privilege of hanging out with him. I stayed at his house in San Antonio a few years ago when I was down there. He had really cool cars there. He helps underprivileged children. I think he set up a children's mansion, it was called. And just really sad to hear about that. He was my father just talked to him around Christmas. Merry Christmas. How you doing? Blah, blah, blah. And then a couple weeks later, he's got COVID pneumonia. I believe it was COVID pneumonia.
Oh, that's terrible.
I don't want to speak inaccurately about that. And just like that, just he was in the hospital, and just terrible news. Really sad to hear about the passing of Dick Lux. He drove a 1964 Mercury Comet and it's in super stock. And then he had another one, I believe, a wagon in Stock Eliminator, and just an all around nice guy. So rest in peace, Dick Lux. I'm sure there's many more that I'm missing. I just feel like it's, Tom Sheehan runs a Facebook page dedicated to the racers that have, left us. And it's a really good page. I suggest you find it on Facebook. And he does a great job of putting pictures up in memory of those that have passed on. So rest in peace, Dick Lux. A couple of other announcements here. There will be a third annual Class Racer National brought to you by classracer.com, July 23rd and 24th at New Media Dragway. That's put on by Ken Mealy and I think Thomas Fletcher or Timothy Fletcher, one of the Fletcher boys, and Ken Mealy of classracer.com, sponsored by MicroStrategies, Anthony Bongiovanni. So July 23rd, 24th, New Media Dragway. Gainesville is still full. Pomona and Arizona are not. If you guys have not entered yet, stock and super stock, get in. If anybody wants me to drive for them, let me know. 10 seconds or slower. I'll be happy to come out to Pomona and or Chandler, Arizona. Love both of those areas. And we'll be happy to pilot your stock or super stock ride.
You do know that Brian would be pulling out a short joke, right? At this point.
I know. Now I can say all this. He's not here.
Right.
So, and then I just wanted to clarify, because I wasn't able to get a flash news in on Monday or Tuesday, but I like to keep everybody updated on who's been paying me contingency from my September 12th national event win. Most recently got paid by Manly, and QA1 and ARP has emailed me and said they've processed a check and it should be coming. So the only ones I'm still waiting for are K&N oil filter. I've gotten email correspondence, but they have not answered recently, and have not heard anything from Mickey Thompson. I've been contacting them. And Weld Racing Wheels, they emailed me back early in the game, but have not heard from them in months, and they have not answered. So K&N, Mickey Thompson, and Weld Racing are the last three that I'm waiting for.
Hey, Bobby.
Yes.
I also was just scrolling down the Facebook live feed and remembered that if you also want to help support the show, you can send stars in the Facebook live video. So we appreciate all the help we get.
Yes, we do. Okay. All right. So today we have a nice, friendly, funny racer. She doesn't race as much as she used to, but she is definitely involved in sportsman drag racing. She dabbled in Stock Eliminator with her friend and life partner, Rusty Johnson. And now she has taken on the project of bringing sportsman racers, possibly the greatest app that will ever, be introduced to the sportsman racers, made specifically for the sportsman racer. That would be the DragInsights app. You guys have heard me speak about it, probably 100 times already and show you a couple examples of it, but this is the brains behind the app. And she is a racer, and her name's Alicia Anderson, and she hails from Sharpsburg, Georgia, right? Did I get that right, Alicia?
That is right, where it's a brisk 55, like huddled next to my space heater. It's very cold today. So yeah.
55. Well, we just all feel so sorry for you.
I know. It's sad. Like huddled in my vest. Yeah. So good to be with you, Bobby. I've been nagging you for ages trying to get on your podcast.
Well, I get nervous about having famous people on, so I just had to build up enough courage.
Right, I get it.
And here we are. Brian's not even here to help me now, so I'm on my own.
It's probably for the best.
And I'm afraid. No.
It's all
so
good.
Alicia, you are. Let's talk about your history here and your racing. You were your life partner, Rusty Johnson, who was a phenomenal person that I had the privilege of meeting a couple times. You've known him since you were in high school, right? Was he?
Yeah,
he was into racing and cars, and he kind of just brought you along.
Yeah, he. Well, first, Bobby, my best to the family of Dick Lux. I'm super sad to hear about his passing. Just one of the true gentlemen of the sport, and was lucky to meet him a few times. Sorry, there's a deer. There's a deer outside. Don't get a German Shepherd. Anyway, so was lucky to meet him a couple of times, and his wife is the sweetest lady, and I just feel for her right now. But hold on a second, I'm gonna shut the door.
All right, while Alicia gets the German Shepherd.
Stop it. Move.
I can speak to my meeting of Rusty in Englishtown, New Jersey. Rest in peace to Englishtown. When I was creating the ladder software for those, stock, super stock, and competition eliminator racers, and even pro racers that want to kind of position themselves on a ladder. I thought I was onto something really cool. I was going around showing it to people, and here I stumble upon Rusty Johnson and Alicia Anderson, all the way from Georgia. Hey guys, nice to meet you. Take a look at my program.
I forgot about that. I forgot that's where we met.
Yeah, and then Rusty's like, "That's really cool. Let me show you this." And I felt like a schmuck after I saw what he had come up with. But go on. So you and Rusty, you had known Rusty for a long time.
Yeah. We actually grew up together here in our little hometown. And he had been racing, like he grew up, his family, they were all drag racers. So his dad and his uncles were street racing Fords, and raising hell all the time down here. And so that's what he wanted to do when he got to where he was old enough to have his own money, is build a race car and get into NHRA. And sure enough, that's what he did. And started racing when he was in his early 20s, and just, raced his whole life, was super into it. It was a big passion of his. And, what happened was, I had never had any interest in driving a race car. I don't really even like driving on the street. I don't enjoy driving. But anyway, he found this car. He said, "Hey, I think this is the right car for you. Did you ever think about driving a race car?" And I thought, well, I'd be an idiot to pass that chance up. You know, you get that once in a lifetime. I thought, well, heck yeah, I'll try it. Let's do it. I mean, at the time I had been going to races with him for years as a crew chief and met so many great people in racing. I just loved the community. I loved everything about it. Except I didn't know anything about what happened behind the wheel of a car. And so that was a good chance for me to learn about that. And so I did it for a little while and had nowhere near the career that he did, but learned a lot and it was super fun.
And it was a Mustang too, right? That you were driving?
It was a Mustang. It was a little 94 Mustang. And it was just perfect little setup, really nice little car, very easy to drive since I had never driven a race car before. Bill Harris and Jimmy Parker had to teach me how to drive a race car. Rusty couldn't do it because he got too nervous and had no patience for my driving. So we had to outsource the learning how to drive a race car. But eventually I learned a little bit. I wasn't terribly good at it, but enjoyed it nonetheless and had fun and learned a lot about what that view was behind the wheel.
What class did you run with that Mustang?
I ran in stock automatic. So it was nice and slow. I wasn't burning it up too bad out there, which is just right for me.
And rumor has it you got yourself a Wally or two, right?
Well, I did win a class Wally, in stock automatic, the Southern Nationals, 1 year. I can't remember what year it was, but anyway, it was kind of a dubious win, but I'll take it. I never won a trophy before. It's the first trophy I ever won in my whole life. So it has a place of distinction in my house.
That's all right. I got a couple dubious trophies right behind me.
I know.
How did you win? Give us a little backstory on that.
Oh my gosh.
You have a hole shot? Did something cool happen? Did the other guy break? What?
Bobby, I'm the worst drag racer. I have no idea. I mean, I could go look it up. I know y'all remember every round win you ever had and exactly what happened. And I have no clue. I guess I got there before he did. I don't know.
We'll go with
My
that.
car ran the number and his did not.
If it's between now and 2015, we can find it. On DragInsights. I don't think it was. I'm not in my own database. I think it was a little bit before that actually. So. Okay. All right. Well, we'll have to.
I'm gonna import it just for giggles, so I can have my stuff in there.
So, like I said, when I met you guys, I was showing you and Rusty my little program, handing out flyers I made.
Mm-hmm.
I was getting interest from people, and then Rusty shows me this app that he made. On his phone, he types in Dan Fletcher's name because he said he had to race him recently. This is like 10 years ago, probably.
Yeah.
And he says, look, and he shows me all these stats on Dan Fletcher. And it was like, wow, he uses this lane, this percent of the time, left lane, and he runs his average reaction time in that lane is this. And he showed me all this stuff and I was like mind blown. I said, how did you do that? How did you get that? I'm going to go walk away now because you're just too smart for me. And it was just amazing. But then I had not really seen you guys made that trip up north. I don't think you really came up north again much after that. Mm-hmm. So I never really saw him again. It was always in the back of my mind. I wonder how Rusty's doing with that program. I wonder if anybody's using it. Maybe I should email him or text him or find him somewhere and see if, see what the latest is on it.
Yeah, you should have.
And then unfortunately for all of us, and especially for you, Alicia, what happened here? And what year did everything kind of change?
Yeah. So as far as the app went, this is, Rusty and I both worked regular jobs in technology. So this is our life every day was based around technology, and particularly him, he was a database architect. And so very used to working with data and very skilled at that. And that's how he strategized about his racing. He had spreadsheets, Excel about, all the statistics where he had run past races. He would get his time slips after a race and put them all into the spreadsheet and then look at the trends. And that's how he knew. He was a good racer, but he was a really good dialer. He knew what his car was going to run lots of times because he had those trends and that data from prior runs. So So that's kind of like what led to the birth of the DragInsights app idea was, gosh, wouldn't it be cool if everybody had access to statistics like this on themselves and their competitors, just to be able to slice and dice in all kinds of different ways and answer those questions that, we all ask as racers, and it's really hard to find that information now. You can go to a bunch of different places, but it's really hard to find it all in one place really quickly and easily. So yeah, so we had the idea. He built the prototype that you saw at Englishtown. And then we kind of put it away. I mean, we had super busy day jobs, a lot going on in just life, and just didn't have time to take this project on back in those days. And then, yeah, like you say, unfortunately, he passed away very suddenly in July of 2020, completely unexpected. And that was the whole thing. And it was, obviously awful and traumatic. And then I just was kind of thinking that fall after he had passed about DragInsights. It just came to my mind, and I hadn't thought about it in years and years. And it was almost like I was just called. It was something that I just had to do. And so I built a team and put it together and started working on it. And we haven't looked back since.
And it has been, it blows my mind every day, and the progress that it's making on a daily basis, because we're not even in the season and I'm already using it, to kind of prep. I'm trying to see, okay, I want to run Stock Automatic. Let's see who's out there running Stock Automatic. And sometimes it can be the bearer of bad news, this program, because I see who's out there running it and how fast they're going.
It's like, let's move into L next week.
let's move into, bracket racing. But so it's really taken some strides. What's the name of the company of your company?
Well, I have another company called Efficiency-Ware, which is a technology business where we write custom software. So it's more of a business. And then DragInsights is a separate company all to itself. And so I do those two kind of pieces and try to keep all that stuff going, juggling those balls. But anyway, yeah, DragInsights has been a big area of focus for me in the last year or so. And like you say, it's so fun to see that vision come to life of all the things that we knew it could do, and the questions that it could answer. And it's so fun to talk to people about it. Like when we went to PRI and to show them the app, get the phone out and actually show them their own stats. That's when the lights go on for racers and they really understand, oh my gosh, this is something totally different. Nothing else exists like that out there. This could be a big game changer. And it's just been really fun. And it's great for me because I get to stay in the racing community, right? I didn't want to be out of the racing community. I had so much fun and have so many great friends, and it keeps me in that world, and I just enjoy it.
Yeah, and it's just getting even harder too with the tracks closing. Your Southern Nationals track, Atlanta Dragway, has ceased to exist now. So it's, it is nice, especially where you live, for you to still be able to get out there to some of these races. I hope that you get to go to the Gator Nationals again this year.
Yeah,
I plan on being there.
Yeah,
and
me too.
Showing people, more of this app. So lately, now as the app started, so you brought me on to help with the stats and get racer feedback and input and help where I can, because I'm just like Rusty. I am I'm a math guy. Everybody knows. I mean, I'm a private math tutor by trade. And so I bring all that into my racing and my strategy. And, I really enjoy that aspect of it. And then this program came along and, we were able to get stats on ourselves, have our own little database. Then it evolved into, well, we have stats on our competitors also, which is a favorite of mine. Now, the latest, the way you can search for the competitors, the way you can filter, the way you can see how they do, their lane stats has just recently been added. So it keeps getting better and better. Do you want to, what other ideas and things do you think, are going to come along?
Gosh, it's just, there's so much that we can do, Bobby. And you've been an important part of that team. I'm lucky enough to have a little advisory board that helps me kind of strategize about this, including yourself and course, Evan Smith and Anthony Bongiovanni are all on that little advisory board. And then I have a genius data architect, same as Jeff Parker, that does everything in the background. So he's really the brains behind the whole thing. And we just keep having ideas about, stats, like you said, stats by lane, stats by track, which is what in development right now. We're going to continue to evolve it. We're really just getting started in the ways that we can present this data. One of the things that I thought was a really big deal that we launched this year was benchmarking against your class. So you don't just see your stats, your average reaction time, your average ET, mile an hour, and all that kind of stuff. You can see it against the average for your class. So you kind of see where you fit in your class. I thought that was really nice. We've got some nice graphical reports that show all of that. We're going to be doing some self-serve stuff in DragInsights. So drivers can use it as a logbook and keep track of how their car's set up and factor that into how they see their statistics. We're working on, weather, incorporating some weather in there. So not just current weather, but historical weather. So you can go back and look like, okay, so when I ran, this ET, what was the weather at that time? How can I combine all those factors to really get a view of my performance in the past, and how's that going to help me in the future? So tons of ideas. We had some good ideas about letting drivers shout out their sponsors, do some contingency information in the app. I just really want to make it like a hub for racers to use where they don't have to go anywhere else to manage their racing program. I want it to be sort of the central life of their racing program. And that's the ultimate goal. And we keep adding things and changing things. And I don't think it'll ever be done, which is kind of exciting.
Right. And I mean, already we're approaching 400 users?
Yeah, so, almost 400 users. Yeah.
And we just had a suggestion. We just had a suggestion by Peter Lancier's. Alicia, I think a useful feature might be if we could filter our data by year to see our trends in our personal performance.
Yeah, we're going to do that, Pete. We're going to do by year and by career. So you can go through and pick a year, or you can look at your whole career. It's on the list. Thank you so much. And hey, Craig Corus, I'm so glad you're watching. Hey to Heather.
And hi to, I thought Craig, Craig Corus. I'm sorry. Yep. Hi, Craig. I'll say hi to you also. But yeah, it's been wonderful. Like every little idea that I have, it's nice to just say, hey, let's try this. And then Jeff, who's the man,
totally man.
He can make it happen. So it's really cool.
Yeah. Yeah. The other thing that we're working on, I wanted to be sure I mentioned, was that we're going to get it in a more of a mobile format at some point in this year, because we wanted to build the foundation and really get the database all set. And we feel like we're getting to that place where we have a really good foundational database. And then we're going to set it up and have more of a mobile version that's easier to flip through on your phone. So we're going to be working on that too. So there's all kinds of stuff to do. But don't stop sending me your ideas.
I wake up in the middle of the night and I'm like, oh, this would be good in there.
Okay, good. I'm glad.
And then I forget to write it down, and then I forget the idea.
I know. That's okay.
You're supposed to have a notepad next to your desk in the middle of the night and all that good stuff.
Yeah, no, we got plenty of ideas to keep us going. We're not running dry yet, so we're good.
These wheels never stop turning, but
that's for sure.
And we encourage racers to put your picture. Every person that signs up, they just go to app.draginsights.com, right?
Yep.
And they can just hit log in or register.
Register. Mm-hmm. Yep.
And their email is really all they need. Their email, their first name, their last name. Yep. Then when they get their login credentials, they basically have an account. They can upload their picture. They can customize it how they see fit. Correct?
Yep, absolutely. You can put your picture in, put your car pictures in, or if you want to put a picture of your crew or whatever you want to put a picture of, stick it in there. It makes it really fun for other people to use it that way. So that's what we're going to be encouraging people to do going forward.
Have you seen any cool pictures yet?
I mean, I kind of challenged people to put a dog picture. I really want to see some I'm a huge dog lover, so I wanted to see some dog pictures on there, but nobody's taken the bait yet. So I don't know. Maybe they will.
Somebody put a dog
I mean,
picture
not that I don't love your cars. I love the cool cars. But.
I got a pony, but no dogs. So,
Pony works. Yeah, you're not eligible to win. You're in the DragInsights.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, I know.
So the app is getting cool. I'm getting a lot of text messages recently, and
same.
I have really high hopes for it. It caught the attention of Tony Pedregon, the former funny car driver, who is announcing and handles the TV coverage for NHRA. And he was interested in something.
Yeah, it was fun to meet Tony. He's such a nice guy. One of the things that we have talked about and is coming in the future of DragInsights is a weekly leaderboard. And it's not just about like the points or all those kind of things that everybody already knows, but maybe we take some weird statistic like, what were the top 5 reaction times over this weekend of racing across the US? Like who's really killing it on reaction times? They may not be the people that are winning races. So it might be fun to give other drivers a little moment in the sun. So come up with different stats and we can have a weekly leaderboard. Tony's trying to do something real similar at the pro level at NHRA. So he calls them power rankings, kind of like NFL fantasy, where you've got different rankings of different performance stats. And we're going to be talking to him about how we can help him implement that, which is kind of exciting. It's fun to see the spread of the ideas of DragInsights and how that could catch on. Certainly throughout, we focused on Sportsman because that's where our hearts are, is with Sportsman racers. We love the pros too. We'd love to get them involved, get data on the pros and show their, surprisingly, I don't have all that stuff. That's what I asked Tony. I was like, gosh, don't you guys already have all that, have access to all that stuff? You'd be surprised. I really don't. And then incorporating other racing associations. I know a lot of people race NMCA, NMRA, love to have that data in DragInsights too, and bring that in for those racers. So no reason we can't expand our racing database to include all that stuff.
Right. And NMCA is having a new stock and super stock series that I see a lot of racers are interested in. It was a combo last year, and now it's separate. There's stock, there's super stock. The payouts look decent. There's contingency. I'm looking on the schedule to see if I can hit any of those races, and then that data would be useful to have. You
totally said it's really fun. They have a really fun environment.
Now, I would love for us to turn this into like you said, the app, not just racers, but how about spectators too? Turn this into, okay, I'm at the Nationals right now. Just have a like the Disney World effect. Like I'm right here. Where's the nearest bathroom? Boom. Okay, I can use my app to find it. Or where's that famous super stock racer pitted that I really love? Like
right, Bobby Fazio. Yeah, my favorite.
Yeah, where's he
favorite?
Okay, he's over here. Where's the Mickey Thompson tire or Goodyear tire or Hoosier tire person? I need to find the whatever. And I think it would just be cool if you could turn this into the app for fans and racers alike. I think NHRA would definitely be the smart if they let you do that for them.
I agree. I think it's smart of not just the NHRA, but these other associations to really drive fan engagement. I know that everybody wants to argue about this on Class Racer all the time, but there's only so much revenue you drive out of racers, right? There's a fixed number of racers at every race. There's only, and to me, that's where the business revenue opportunity is with the fans. And there's a lot to optimize there. And so I agree, it would be fun to get some fan engagement, get a community going of fans too, so that they enjoy coming to the race and they can participate on the app as much as they want, whether that's connecting with other fans or connecting with drivers, racers, finding where they need to go, getting travel information, enjoying kind of like a power rankings sort of setup that they could view as well. So yeah, the sky's the limit really there. We haven't even started. So
I like that idea of power rankings. When I hear power rankings, I start thinking odds, probability, and then I start thinking, you know what?
I know what. Everybody wants to gamble on this.
Can we gamble?
I know. I guess we can't. It's that that takes the app in a little bit of a different direction, but hey, that sounds like, I hear that all the time. It's kind of what the people want. So I don't know. Maybe we'll talk about it.
All right.
I'm not
Bobby
opposed to
Fazio
it.
versus Byron Warner. All right. Bobby's getting 30-1 odds right now. Let's
They're doing that on golf now. Have you seen that, Bobby? They have like it's not FanDuel or DraftKings, but some other kind of new betting company, and they are doing odds on golf now. So I'm like, maybe it's the time. Is this like the, breaking point for betting? I'm not sure. But
put that one in the ideas column. I like it. I think a lot of our listeners might like it too.
You want to talk about some big money? We could. That's where the big money is, I think.
I know. Jeez. All right. Ideas column. Oh man. Okay. So, Alicia, I think we should do something special. You said you're approaching 400 users. What are you gonna do something cool for the 400th user or what?
Yeah, I totally want to. What should we do? I got a little swag left. I got some, fun branded DragInsights items, or we could do maybe what I should say, maybe this is a good lead in. Thanks, Bobby. And let me say that up until this point, DragInsights has been completely free for sportsman racers. So you 400 almost guys are using this thing for free. We're so psyched. That's how it was intended. Eventually we are going to go to a paid model, right? So we're going to go to a paid model in the next month or so. I'm not really exactly sure of the timing. But I will say that if you get in now and start using the free version, you're going to get a little love when we go to the paid version, right? So I don't know what that's going to be, but you'll probably get a really good deal on the first little period of time that we go paid. And so we could do something like that for our 400th person, like give them like a year free or something on the app when we go. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there.
Hey,
what are your thoughts?
Sounds good to me.
You want to do that?
Yeah.
So our 400th registered user gets a free year when we go to a paid model. And I'm thinking that the pricing is going to be $4.99 a month or $50 a year to start. And so that's going to, save you $50. So we'd love to get all you guys registered and take advantage of kind of like being a DragInsights OG club. We're going to have that be our sort of special community. Our original users kind of be a special community, and maybe even have some way to designate them on the app so people know who was in early, because I really appreciate those people taking a chance on me and DragInsights and teaching me how to make an app. And it's, those are my folks right there. So
all right, we'll do it. The OGs get a little extra love.
OGs get a little love. Yeah.
And for $4.99 a month, I just don't think how you can go wrong. Now will there still be a free version for the people that think that $5 a month is too much money, or $50 a year is too much?
For all you cheap people, you will be able to see, just kidding. Love you, thrifty folks. You will be able to see your own statistics, kind of a limited set of your own statistics, but you will miss out on seeing the statistics of others. So you won't be able to look at your competition. You'll miss out on some of the more sexy features that we start to pack in, but you'll still get something. So.
All right. So you hear that? So for free version, you can still view your own stats, which to me, yeah, that's cool, but I'm really in here to research opponents. So I will definitely opt for the paid version, $4.99 a month or $50 a year. So that saves you $10 if you just pay for the year up front.
Right.
Falls under the column of can't afford not to. So
I mean, kill your weather station and, say $50 a year on DragInsights. Pete Lanciers has another idea, Bobby, filtering by engine combo. Yeah, I totally agree. I'd love for people to be able to filter by all kinds of, car setup data points. And that'll be something that we bake in when we start creating the logbook functionality. We want all that information to come straight into our database so that it can be sliced and diced and, everybody can see that. So thank you, Pete. My God, you might work yourself onto the advisory board, mister.
He's hired.
You're hired.
No, I'm fired.
It's not a well-paying job.
All right. Well, Alicia, Is there anything else that you would like to mention about the app here?
I mean, I don't think so. It's just, I would just urge folks to get on and look at it. We can talk about it all day long. And you just, like I said, the light doesn't come on until you actually get in and look at it and start playing with it. Talk to me and Bobby, text us, message us on Facebook. We answer all questions personally, day and night. We'd love to sit down with you and walk you through it. If you want kind of a personal demo, we can do all that. We're right here. And that's what we're here for. This is our business. We're heavily invested in it. We love it. We love our community, and, don't hesitate to holler at us.
All right. So
and Evan, also holler at Evan. He's not here to defend himself. So
Evan Smith of Drag Racing Edge magazine.
That's right.
So yeah, feel free. Anybody contact me. Everybody already does anyway.
They do.
About the app, and I'm happy to help. That is app.draginsights.com. Get in there, register now while it's still free. You get a little extra love when it goes to a paid model.
Exciting.
I want to give a couple announcements here, a couple more announcements. The NHRA Stock and Super Stock, the class elimination schedule that I've been anxiously awaiting to see, and I know other racers have been. It's been posted. It's on NHRAracer.com, and they're still going to have class at the Baby Gators, which I hate, and at the usual races where it is. For us up in the Northeast, Stock and Super Stock switch off at the national event at Maple Grove. So last year we ran Super Stock class. That means this year we will run Stock class. And I don't know where. Oh, New England is where Super Stock will run class. That's June 3rd to the 5th. So anyways, go to NHRAracer.com to check out the class elimination schedule. There was other things that I don't really want to. All right, I'll just say this. If you got an email from your SRAC representative, make sure that you answer it and or vote on whatever they were asking you to vote on. Pertaining to, I guess, AHFS and how runs will be counted and things like that. So be sure to hit your representative up and get your input, have your voice heard there. And then I think that's pretty much it. I wanted to, it's like this is like a flash news / podcast all lumped into one. I'm still going to do flash newses, and I still have yet to highlight the division champions. I'm on Division 3 next. So in the next flash news, your pictures will be flashed up, and we'll talk about you guys and give you a little bit of love as well. And that's pretty much it, everybody. Alicia.
Thanks, Bobby.
Thank you for joining us today on Class Racing Today. And everybody out there, can't wait to see you get through the winter blues like I'm trying to. And also for my winter blues, I posted a video that I made from one of the greatest days of my life, where I took footage from people that sent me the final round video, and I kind of lumped it all together. And I'm still working on my editing. I'm no professional yet by any means, but I feel like I'm getting better. So if you guys can see that on my Facebook or our YouTube page, check it out and give me some feedback. All right, Alicia Anderson, Drag Insights, thank you for coming on.
Thank you, Bobby.
Craig, take us away, sir.
Thank you so much. ClassRacingToday.com. Hope you all have a safe week. Thanks again to Kenwood Welding and Metallizing out of Baltimore, Maryland, 410-686-3760. And remember, you can help support the show personally. Go on to ClassRacingToday.com. Click on the donate button. We appreciate all the support you give us. Thanks a lot. Have a great week. We will see you all next time. See you later.